Commercial real estate, part 6. Financing deals. So as I spoke about in the last video, video number 5 about evaluating deals, it's the same concepts here in financing. Look, financing commercial deals can definitely be more complicated than the residential deals, but again, the concepts are the same. You have your basic 3 types of ways to finance deals. Number 1 is cash. You can buy deals in all cash. You don't have to deal with banks, all that stuff. But again, I don't recommend that because even if you do have the cash, you can use that to maybe buy 5 deals instead of buying 1 deal and make a lot more money. You do need to use some leverage in commercial real estate. Again, when I say that, I mean I recommend highly that you use leverage. You don't have to do anything, but you should use a certain amount of leverage. The negative of leverage, if you get over leverage, if somehow you get 95% leverage on a property, that can be bad because if something goes wrong, there's no buffer or cushion there. But getting a simple bank loan where you're at, a 70, 75%, even up to an 80% leverage point, that's okay because that way you can take that same perhaps $1 million that you were going to use to buy 1 property and you can buy 4 or 5 properties. So again, as I've talked about many times, debt is a tool. If you use it properly, you can make a lot of money using debt. If you use it the wrong way, of course, it can put you out of business and that's not a good thing. So it depends on how you use it. It's just like any tool out there. It's dependent on the operator and who's using the tool. The 3 types of financing are basically cash, hard money, and regular commercial financing. Those are your general 3 categories. Of course, there's more, but those are your 3 general categories. I just talked about cash. The second is called hard money. Typically here, they're going to charge you more points, more fees, and the interest rate is going to be quite a bit higher. These are typically short-term loans where you're trying to take a property and fix it up quick and then get it refinanced. Again, this is definitely something that works in commercial real estate. It's again a tool that you can use, but understand that hard money is expensive and you're going to pay a lot for this money. So if it's worth it to you for whatever reason in this particular deal, go ahead and use it. But in general, I recommend staying away from hard money because it's expensive, it'll cost you a lot, and it'll put a lot of pressure on you to make sure this deal happens very quickly. And if some delays happen, which are very common in commercial real estate, it may pressure you to make the wrong decision. Now, the third type of financing is your standard commercial financing. Now, a lot of these deals are done by local community banks. That's where you want to go. The big banks, the Bank of America, the PNCs, they're probably not going to deal with you and do the size of deals that you want to be doing. So you need to go to the community banks, and every local area has their own banks that love to do these deals. This is what they do. This is usually their major business line, so they're very familiar with these types of deals. And again, this applies to whether you're rehabbing the property, meaning you're fixing it up for sale, or you're fixing it up to hold it and do a value add and get the cash flow and all the advantage you get from holding commercial real estate over the long term. So understand these basic 3 types of financing. The other thing I'll mention quickly is equity. This is another type of financing you can think about. So again, if you're buying $1 million deal and the bank is giving you 75% of it, you need to come up with the $250,000. This equity can be either from you put it in cash, or you can get outside sources. Either you can get second loan, which is sometimes referred to as mezzanine financing, or you can get investors to come in and put that equity in either as debt or they can be part of your deal and it can actually be a regular equity position. So this is where commercial real estate gets a little bit more complicated. It's how do you deal with that equity portion, that last 25% in the example I just gave. It can be dealt with in many different ways. So again, that's an advantage because there's so many creative ways to do it, but it's also something you have to deal with. In commercial real estate, we often refer to this as the capital stack. So again, in my example, the $1 million can be financed in many different ways, but the entire stack of capital, that's what you want to look at and how are you going to put together that for your deals. And again, don't worry, we go into this in great detail in the course. We talk about all the different options, how to structure it, unique ways to do this, different sources, all that kind of stuff. So again, if this is an area you're concerned about or you feel like you're struggling with, get the course and get it now. This is going to help you a lot and allow you to do a lot more deals and build a lot more wealth. So again, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of the important videos in this 10-part series on commercial real estate.